Hey guys, Mythos Gamer. Welcome back to turn number 7 of our third game. Before we get started, we're going to do a quick overview of Arkham. We're going to start in the downtown area. Right now there's a gate to Yuggoth and Independence Square, and Lola is in the first area of Yuggoth. Right now there's nothing going on in the north side area. Next we're going to look at East Town. Right now there's a Shuggoth in the East Town streets. Our next area is the Merchant District. Right now there's a sealed gate at the Unvisited Isle. And then at the Unnameable, we have a gate to another dimension. And there's a Dark Young and a Cultist there. Over in Rivertown, we have a gate to the Plateau of Lang at the Graveyard. We have a gate to the Abyss at the Black Cave. Min is there, and she has an Explorer token. There's also a Night Gaunt. And also Diana is in the Abyss right now. Over at the French Hill, there's a Dimensional Shambler in the streets, and Joe Diamond is at the Witch House. Nothing going on over at Miskatonic University. In the Uptown area, we have 2 clue tokens at the Woods. Things are pretty quiet over on the south side. And finally, we have a Bikey in the Sky area. Alright, that's it for our overview. For our upkeep, I don't think we're going to do anything this turn. I think all we're going to do is pass the first player marker from Diana to Lola and move on to our movement phase. For Lola's movement, she's going to move further into Yuggoth. Hopefully next turn she can come out and seal it. For Min's movement, she doesn't want to go anywhere. She wants to stay at the Black Cave so she can hopefully seal it this turn after Diana comes out. She could try to sneak by the Night Gaunt, but we've got a lot of monsters on the board and we try to clear some out. So she's going to fight the Night Gaunt. For the horror check, the Night Gaunt has a -1 and does 1 sanity damage. Min has a will of 4, so she will roll 3 die. And she got more than enough successes, so we move on to combat. It does -2 to combat checks, and we definitely do not want to fail, because if we do, we will get pulled back through the Abyss Gate, and then that'll put us 2 more turns behind as far as healing it. Let's see what Min has for her combat check. Min only has a fight of 1, and she has no weapons. She does have a lore of 4 though, so we're going to attempt to cast Storm of Spirits. It has a casting modifier -1, and you can exhaust and cast it to gain +3 to combat checks and use your lore skill instead of fight. So because she has a lore of 4, we're going to roll 3 die to see if we can successfully cast the spell. And she successfully cast it. So she will get +3 to combat checks, and with her lore of 4, she will roll 7 die, -2 from the Night Gaunt. She'll actually roll 5 die. The Night Gaunt has 2 toughness, so we need 2 successes. And we got none. We're going to use our marksman skill. We're going to exhaust it to reroll her combat check. And we got the 2 successes we needed. The Night Gaunt goes down, and she gets 2 toughness worth of monster trophies. Our next investigator for movement is Joe Diamond. He has a movement of 6. Normally we would send him out to the woods to grab some more clue tokens, but that Dimensional Shambler's in the streets blocking our progress. We could try to sneak by it, but Joe only has a sneak of 1, and the Shambler has a -3 to sneak rating, so we're going to have to fight it. But we really don't want to miss out on getting more clue tokens this turn and using our press pass. We want to try to use the press pass every turn to maximize our clue tokens. So before Joe moves to the French Hill streets, he's going to use the item he got last turn, the Book of the Believer. During movement, you can discard this card, spend 2 movement points to make a lore -2 check. If you fail, gain a clue token. If you succeed, draw 1 spell and gain 1 clue token. Joe only has a lore of 0, so he's not going to get that spell, which we really don't care about. Joe is more of a physical weapon fighter. He doesn't really cast a lot of spells. His lore is pretty low. But we will gain a clue token, and we're going to exhaust our press pass so we gain an additional clue token. This will give Joe 2 clue tokens this turn, bringing up to a total of 5. So Joe used 2 of his movement points. This brings him down to 4, but we only need 1. Moving to the French Hill Streets, where we'll fight the Dimensional Shambler. For combat, the Dimensional Shambler provides a -2 to horror checks, doing 1 sanity damage, a -2 to combat checks, and if you fail, you're lost in time and space. Well, Joe has a will of 0, so he will lose 2 sanity, bringing him down to 1. For combat, Joe has a fight of 5, and he has his 45 automatics, give him another +4. So that's a combat rating of 9, -2 from the Shambler. He's going to roll 7 die, and he needs 1 success. And he got a couple successes, so the Shambler goes down. This is Joe's first combat trophy. And with Joe falling down to 1 sanity, we're going to play it safe, and we're going to discard Duke. This will bring him back up to 4. And our last investigator in the movement phase, Diana, is going to leave the Abyss and join Min in the Black Cave with an Explorer token. They will both have a chance to seal it this turn. That's it for our movement phase. We're moving on to our Arkham Encounters phase. Our first investigator, Min, is going to finally try to seal the gate to the Abyss now that Dinah is out. The Abyss has a -2 to close modifier, and Min has a fight of 1 and a lore of 4. So we're obviously going to use her lore. We will roll 2 die. And we did not get a success. Our next investigator in Arkham is Joe Diamond. He's in the French Hill Streets, so he will not have an encounter this turn. And our last investigator in Arkham, Diana, is also going to try to seal the gate at the Abyss. Diana has a lore of 6 though, so with -2 from the Abyss, she's going to roll 4 die, attempting to seal it. And she successfully closed the gate. She's also going to go ahead and spend 8 clue tokens to seal it. Diana has closed and sealed the gate. And Diana will gain a gate trophy. Also, we have to remove all hexagon monsters from the board. The only hexagon monster we have is the nasty Dark Young guarding the gate to another dimension. So now we just have the cultist there at the Unnameable. That's it for our Arkham Encounters phase. We were able to finally seal another gate. We'll move on to our other World Encounters phase, where we have Lola and Yuggoth. For Yuggoth, we need a blue or yellow Otherworld Encounter card. Alright, the first one we drew is blue. Yuggoth is not on there, so we go to Other. A horrible shadow falls across you. Roll a die. On a 1, you either lose 5 clue tokens or you are devoured. That's pretty bad. Hopefully we won't roll a 1. And we are safe this turn. Now it's time for our Mythos phase. Hopefully we won't have another Monster Surge this turn. We're going to have a gate and monster appear at the Witch's house. It's a good thing Joe Diamond moved. Our gate is going to be the Great Hall of Celino, a star with a -1 to close. And our monster is going to be a ghost, a moon monster with a -3 to sneak, is yellow so it does not move. For combat, it has a -2 to horror checks, doing 2 sanity damage, -3 to combat checks, doing 2 stamina damage, has physical immunity, the undead keyword, and 1 toughness. Not very tough, but he can do a lot of damage before he goes down. Right now there is nothing at the Witch House. So we will add our gate and our ghost. Because a new gate opened up, we have to add another Doom token to our Doom track. We're now up to 8, only 5 more and the Ancient One wakes up. We're also going to use Diana's ability, Dark Insight, During any phase, you can gain 1 sanity or 1 stamina each time a Doom token is added to the Doom track. We've been forgetting to do this. It's not a big deal though. She's only missing 1 stamina. This will bring her back up to her total of 6 stamina and 4 sanity. A clue is going to appear at the Black Cave. We have 2 investigators at the Black Cave, Dinah and Min. But here's the thing. Diana has 0 clue tokens, and Min has 10. Now normally you would want to give them to Diana so she can start saving up to seal another gate. But because clue tokens are so rare now, even though Min has 10 of them, that means if she seals a gate, she's already 2 ahead for the next one. That's going to be at least 3 more turns where she seals a gate. I think what we're going to do is give that clue token to Min, and we'll have Diana stay in Arkham, helping Joe clear up monsters, stuff like that. And then Min's going to have to go from gate to gate quickly, hopefully sealing them. For monster movement, we have the plus and the moon symbol. We have no plus monsters, so moving on to moon, we actually have 2 moon monsters. Our first one is the ghost. However, it's a yellow monster, so it will not move. And our other is the cultist at the unnameable. Now normally it would just move out of the unnameable into the streets, but because Hastur is our ancient one, the cultists have flying. There's no investigators in this joining street area, so the cultists will move to the sky. We now have 2 monsters in the sky. We need to try as best we can to keep our investigators out of the street area from here on out. And for the text of the Mythos card, we have another environment card. This will replace our Spawn of Yogg-Sothoth environment card. Strength of the Earth. All monsters with the moon dimensional symbol have their toughness, combat damage, and horror damage increased by 1. So that means our ghost and our cultist are even tougher now. The cultist didn't very bad to begin with, but the ghost is already pretty tough. We may have to stay away from the witch's house for a little while. Alright guys, that is the end of our turn. We were able to finally seal another gate. We got both our investigators out of the abyss. We did add another Doom token in the Doom track though. We can only add 4 more, and then that 5th one is going to wake up Hester, so we got to get things moving, try to be as efficient as we can from here on out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.